بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد خاتم الرسل النبيين من اتبعه بإحسان ليوم الدين. الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام، الحمد لله على نعمة الإيمان، الحمد لله على نعمة القرآن، الحمد لله على نعمة شهر رمضان، الحمد لله على نعمة يوم الجمعة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the day of Jum'ah, the master of the week. It is the most blessed day of the week, and as the hadith describes it, it is for everything there's a master. The year has a master, that is Ramadan. The week has a master, and that is a Jum'ah. The year has a master, it is day of Arafah. The nights have a master, it is the day Laylatul Qadr. So today, inshallah, we continue our series of the Duaa of the Prophets, and today we talk about Prophet Yunus alayhi salam. In the 9th chapter of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that we recite upon you, Muhammad, ahsan al-qasas, the best of the stories. Surah Yusuf is the story that the surah that encompasses the entire story of Yusuf alayhi salam. It is the only story in the Quran that's all in one chapter. Towards the end of the surah, around ayah 90, Yusuf alayhi salam responds to his brothers after they recognize that this is Yusuf after so many years of separation. When he was a young child, he went out to play with his brothers as they had tricked their father, saying, we're going to take Yusuf and go play with him. We're going to go outside, Dad, and play. And his response, Yaqub alayhi salam, was, I'm worried that the wolf might eat him, or you come back with an excuse that you lost him, because he knew they had some jealousy towards their younger brothers. They said, no, Baba will take care of him. And indeed, they tried to kill him. And someone suggested that they put him in the well instead of killing him. Maybe someone would find him. And indeed, a caravan that was passing by found him. They took him, sold him in the slave market. Someone bought him for some cheap dirhams, and they took him to their home. And that was the wife of the king, where he lived in the king's palace. And we know that he went through so many tests and trials. The test and trial of being abused and being traded by his own brothers who were supposed to take care of him. Instead, they tried to harm him. And then he went through the test of living with strangers. And then the wife of the king, when he grew up and became a young man, tried to subdue him. And then he passed that test. He went to the jail. He was innocent, and he spent a big part of his life in the jail. That was another test. And then when he came out, he told the king, now that you've found out that I'm innocent and I'm clear, I have some skills you don't have. You're embarking on a drought, and your economy is going to be weak. You're going to be in dire need for food. So let me be the treasurer of the country. And the king, appointed him to be the treasurer. And after many years, he came across his brothers, and they said, you are Yusuf, and this is our brother. He had a younger brother who was with him, and he said his response to them was this part of the ayah that we see, إِنَّهُ مَنْ يَتَّقِي وَيَصْبِرْ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Indeed, whomever exhibits taqwa and patience, Allah shall not waste their reward. The reward of the perfectionists, those who are muhsinin, those who seek ihsan, the highest level of belief. We know there is Islam, there is Iman, and there's ihsan, the highest level. And this is the quality of the person who is trying to do ihsan. We call him a muhsin. So what are the two ingredients to become a muhsin? Muhsin is to have taqwa and to have patience. And we mentioned earlier in many other halaqas that taqwa is to recognize that Allah is watching us and to stay away from his boundaries that he put for us, stay away from his punishment, stay away from his anger. اتق النار ولو بشق تمرة. Protect yourself, create a shield between you and the hellfire by part of a date, by giving away even a very small good deed or a small sadaqah. إنه من يتق ويصبر فإن الله لا يضيع أجر المحسنين. This is a statement. It's not necessarily a dua, but it is a form of praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by recognizing some of the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is that Allah is so totally just, totally fair. Allah would never make anyone's efforts go wasted because this person has taqwa and has ihsan. And then a few ayat later, we find that a dua. He says, ربي قد آتيتني من الملك وعلمتني من تأويل الأحاديث. We know that Yusuf alayhi salam was a good dream narrator. People would come to him telling him their dreams and he would explain it to them. And the king himself had a dream and he asked, who can teach me these dreams? So people said, Yusuf, who's in the jail, can do that for you. So Allah taught him, gave him that skill, and also made him the treasurer. So he gave him some ownership over the country. He gave him some mulk, and he is recognizing this. So remember from the adab of dua, from some of the etiquettes of dua we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is to recognize our weaknesses, to recognize Allah's qualities, to recognize Allah's bounties upon us. And this is what Yusuf alayhi salam is doing here. He's recognizing Allah's bounty upon him. رَبِّ قَدْ آتَيْتَنِي مِنَ الْمُلْكِ وَعَلَّمْتَنِي مِنْ تَأْوِيلِ الْأَحَادِيثِ فَاطِرِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The one who has created and perfected the heavens and the earth. أَنْتَ وَلِيِّ فِي الدُّنْيَا. You are my guide, my supporter in this dunya. وَالْآخِرَةِ توفني مسلما والحقني بالصالحين. Make me die in a state of submission, in a state of Islam, and make me accompany those who are doing the good deeds, those who are salihin. We see the etiquettes of the dua here in this ayah. Yusuf alayhi salam is calling upon Allah by one of his great attributes, which is the creator, the perfectioner of his creation, the heavens and the earth. And we know that the creation of the heavens, the skies, is even more complicated than the creation of the human being. As Allah tells us in the Quran, should they not look into themselves as human beings to see how beautiful my manifestation of the creation is in this human body? So complex, it's so complicated, the different organs and how the body operates and functions. And he says, indeed, the creation of the heavens is more significant than the creation of a person. So this is a beautiful dua. Oh, my Lord, you have given me some power, some authority, and you taught me the explanation of the dreams. You are the creator of the heavens and the earth, and you created them in a perfect way. You are my supporter in this dunya and the hereafter. So I ask you now, Allah, to make me from among the submitters, وَالْحِقْنِي بِالصَّالِحِينَ, and to make me from among those who join the righteous people. So another reminder here, when we make dua, we always recognize our weaknesses. We recognize the bounties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, and we ask him by the best of his names, the best of qualities that relate to what we're asking for. So if someone made a mistake, we say, oh Allah, I'm your servant, I'm your slave, I'm weak. You are the creator, you are the all-knowing, you are the all-powerful, you are the almighty. So give me strength, Ya Allah, to keep me steadfast. And you are the all-forgiving, so forgive my sin. You are the all-generous, so give me the ability to do many, many good deeds. So with this, inshallah, we will end with this short reminder. Jazakumullah khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. We'll stop here, see if anyone has any questions.
جزاكم الله خيرا. Thank you.